Take a look at these matches, and again, if you are one of those 3,000 players who did get in, we are pulling directly from the leaderboard. You can also check those out. Part of the reason why I was up so late last night was checking on those Oceania leaderboards, man. Jumping into the matches live right there on my home computer. You can do it too. So if we're not covering your favorite player, go on in and check those matches out, particularly as it gets close to the wire.
Especially when you're looking at a circle like this. 42 players, 41 as I say it, and this circle closes. We're looking at circle 6 now. Another snipe shot. Everglide goes down. Not bad sniper picking up the 5th elimination.
Is 25, so still 12 players have to go down. And again, not bad sniper, not too bad. We talked about how strong the heavy sniper can be, not only from a pressure situation when players are looking to peek, that you can using the long projectile time of that rocket to then use the heavy sniper, but now great shotgun flick looking to find that edge of circle rotation. Notice how he's not running straight across, he's running along the side.
And taking fire at bad sniper. You see in the feed another player hopefully we can see over the course of the day. Actually all the players from oh my gosh, clearly not a bad sniper. The 8th elim right there, a very fast shot
as well. So everyone left is looking for the rest of those placement points and whatever elims they can. You can see the score on the side, but the versatility of the heavy sniper, you talked about it, Lupo. It's so good in so many circumstances. Bad sniper showing it off right there.
Absolutely rude, pushing in on that player sitting on their own campfire. Takes the siphon HP, goes for another one sitting at the outside here trying to knock a wall out. Burka goes down, Bad Sniper picks up their 10th elimination. Keep in mind too, these games are huge. Are you kidding me? Bad Sniper cannot be stopped right now. 28 shield and 70 HP. The Slurp though gonna come in big there. Pop a mini to stay ahead of that and hopefully get out of the zone just in time. A tick there, the door edit, so triangle.
Picked up Keemstar, one of the Dark Horse players, the Slovenian. We talked about it before. Just right in there. Bad Sniper, honestly, his elims are so clutch. He's had 3 elims to push him over placement thresholds. That was a 3-point swing, and his hip fire with the AR is so good. But Nork picking up Tohaz there. So right now, Vapor's in the top right, Bad Sniper in the bottom right, just abusing Nork, making this a 1v1 and trying to drop down Vapors as he tries to hold the high ground. He does have bandages, so he will win this in a heal off. Bad Sniper trying to find an angle. Vapor's not opting to pop anything. Okay.
Not sure exactly why the hesitation. Vapors potentially had the chance, and you have the ability, especially in these competitive late games, to zone a player out of their box and push them into your rocket. If the timing is right, and I guarantee you, Drac will be able to pull it off if he goes for it at some point. It could be a pretty nasty play. Wakey though picking up 3rd elim right there, rotating in the outside of Storm, trying to catch another player rotating inside. Gonna get it too. 4 eliminations, 17 points total. Wakey, a player that we saw yesterday, put on an excellent showing.
Quicks is trying to get back up, but Key has blocked that off with his build, so now things could get awkward quickly. You have Draka in the top right, Wakey in the bottom right on the middle tarp just below him. Everyone else you can see in the wide on the left. Wakey picking up a great elim there onto Caps Lock, also putting himself into the top 5, sitting on 6 so far. Good counter edit coming out, but doesn't hit the shot. Wakey only has 1 more build, not until he picks up that elim there, gets himself back up into 10, needs to find whatever he can, but the boom bows are being rained down from above as it's Draka. No, with that rocket launcher instead, but Wakey now has him pinned in the storm, needs to make a play with the lower health, can't find the shots, doesn't quite get it with the AR spray. The difference was 1 HP from Draka. He missed everything, then all of a sudden...
Ameson's another player we saw put on an excellent show yesterday. On your screen there, bottom middle, rolling off the screen for just a second. A ton of ballers still in this one, and Wakey doing an excellent job of being very efficient while tunneling through the air. Benji Fishy goes down. Wakey lasering Benji out of midair. Another set of shots. Gets Big Brain as well.
Not Big Brain right there. We talked about it, man. Putting the Big Brain in the name generally is questionable at best, particularly when you go and play Loot Goblin right in front of Wakey. 8 eliminations as we're closing in on that 2nd placement threshold. Wakey looking at doing himself again, but running low on mats this time. Haven't seen him in this position quite in a while. He did it right at the end game, but not with this many players left.
And the rocks all the way on the ultimate high ground. Quick little reset there from Wakey. Again, that mouse wheel reset, that little trick it's absolutely ridiculous. You should look it up. Chat, just go do that. It's crazy good. Wakey, a rocket from the side down to 84 HP. Going to take an opportunity to pop minis. Might not be fast enough. A player lands literally on top of Wakey. Gets the mini off, gets the siphon. back to 159. Not out of this thing yet. Wakey at 9 elims total, 36 builds, and trying to push as fast as he can to stay at the edge of the storm.
Yeah, wants to get on the other side of the zone and then turn, is into the top 15 as well. Overskills going down there, self-eliminating to the storm. Does hear a rift. Was that confirmed? Yes, it was confirmed. So a number of players up in the sky, but still, this is such a dense circle. You can hear the traps going off, but Wakey is not slowing down. Alliance Powder being taken down, and he's still just popping shots. And he talked about that position, all the metal above, only one layer below. Gets abused by Cloud on the low ground, who then abuses Teak there and just running around. Orange as well. He says, come play with me down here. Low ground warriors making Monster D-Face proud. You have Siwi on the high ground, Sir, now challenging Mav on that low ground as the circle is coming to the close. You have TMIS, Siwi in the top right, Cloud Mav in the bottom right. Launchpad going to challenge. There is a force supply height, so Sir is just going to spend his time up in the air. Siwi trying to find the siphon. It's going to come down to this fight on the high ground, and that is it. Cloud Mav takes it away. 3 eliminations, victory royale, 13 points, up to 29 total. Of the best in what might be the most competitive region we've seen so far. I mean, 42 points to even play today in the semifinal, and Vigo, will he be able to find the second one? He does. That's Virtus Pro's jam side going down, and Vigo still just right on the edge of the storm, getting a nice little mat refresher there. Still has 100 as we get closer to the top 15, and we got a group of Marble players down the low ground.
At this point, it looks like half the lobby is still in ballers. At some point with the 200 HP, players up above are going to start tagging those and try to break them.
If they can get out over the side, puts the turret down. Not sure if that was an accident, probably was, but doesn't matter. Picks up downs right there. Can he find the other? Opting to go for that instead of the jump pad out, and he gets it. Can he find the jump pad? He sees it down there. 26, not gonna have time. No, nope, unfortunately,
so close.
Lukey,
that ramp actually might have
falling to the storm there outside of that top 5 threshold, so missing out on those 2 placement points. But you see Vigo setting up that nice little peak, hits the 160, and he follows it up onto Tashinkin. No more thin pancakes for you, friend, as we're into the top 5.
Watching every single movement, use the audio cues to tell exactly when people are pushing forward, and Vigo picking up another elimination. 5 there, total puts him at 29 points in a top 3. Left Eye looking for the top down from above. The boogie in Left Eye's hand for just a moment. Doesn't have an elimination, but doesn't matter. Still in this one. Item and Vigo dropping way down, and Vigo's redeploy, the only reason you can stay in this game. Left Eye trying to peek from above.
He has bandages. He has bandages. He's going to win this. This is what we talked about earlier. This is what we talked about earlier. You get 2 extra seconds, and that's the difference.
Good play.
2 extra seconds from the bandage, was able to hold it out. Left Eye backs off, 0 elim.
Also only 1 elim, 27 points at this point.
2 elims, 28 points. And I know you guys just saw him up on the leaderboard. We'll probably be catching up with his most recent game. That's why the scoring is a little bit different there. Not 100% live, because, you know.
Also not able to push down, apply pressure, though. Player rotating away, so he's going to just try and take ownership. Gets a shot to the wall there, quick pump. Trox goes down as Osmo picks up a 3rd elim, 29 points now. Going to have to move ahead of the circle. Like I said, though, owned all of that structure, so moving through the metal, not a big deal. One of my favorite movement mechanics in the game is the impulse grenade, and the fact that he's used that Osmo literally flying up above.
One of your favorite movement mechanics, sure. That's what you use it for, Lupa.
Listen, all right, Tyler. Cammy underneath, a number of players. I love seeing the HP bars for the ballers. You know exactly how many players and where they are moving around. Majin, the ultimate high ground right now for Atlantis, beaming players from above, trying to get any damage in that he can. And I think at this point, trying to maybe break out that branch. That there is still one player. You see the purple silhouette right there.
Yeah, he is aware that that player is in there, but also wants to start thinning out some of these ballers. Generally, Europe doesn't tolerate a lot of this, but with some of the harder rotations through there has made it more difficult. Majin, though, taking advantage of this high ground. Beehive going down there. He's still going to start trying to crack through on these players contesting. The one player has just been looping over and over again onto the high ground.
And it's actually rather easy to do on some of these players that are stuck in boxes, because the field of view doesn't allow them to see that high and where they want to look down below. Picking up a back-to-back. Kristen, Rojo, both going down. Majin establishing the top here. One player directly above.
There's a 4-point swing for him, too, pushing him into the top 5. You have Santo is single. You can go be single back in the lobby. Osmo in a fight with Flenny on the low ground. Picks that one up, but needs to get himself back in zone. So now 3 players left. Osmo on the low ground looking to find Campfire and then turn the stuff to Skewer. trying to find whatever space he can. The campfire, will it be the difference? It is. The campfire ticks are the difference for Osmo on the low ground. We say every point matters.
Next door. Audio cues are going to give that away. Oh, the quick utility. Knock, knock. Hey, I'm here too. The pump shot. Somebody flying up a zip line.
Yeah, one of the players just being like, my people need me, I must go straight up the zip line. And honestly, hey, that's what that utility is about, using everything you can. You see Tohaj, the Slovenian dark horse up there we talked about. You also have Mr. Savage and Benji Fishy's duo over there, one of the players on the rise, taking the high ground and now turning back towards the rest of the circle. Baller Brigade making their way up as well, but getting some shots in towards them as we're now from 29 players to 19 on that rotation up Old Man Mountain.
Gonna be totally fine on building up and staying ahead of these layers. Gets shot on a player trying to rotate in from outside the storm. I assumed out of the gate. Mr. Savage said that's my Elim, pushes forward and gets the bop from above. Stuck right there on a ramp, right on a little ledge. Gonna take quite a bit of storm damage.
Ballers on the low ground, 7 ballers on the low ground, but now the Splodes are coming out, and those are half HP, so the AoE damage will break through anyone that is under the threshold.
Players in an engagement, no matter what, you break the baller out. Oh,
got fall damage. Got it with the fall damage anyway, because we are over the side of Polar Peak. Letsy with the heads up play. Now, don't forget the players in the ballers will have a ton of excess materials if they've been disciplined with their rotation. So this will be a very dense circle. Everyone building with metal and brick. And that's Tohaj picking up Azrog into the top 5. 38 points for him. Does have Mr. Savage there over on the side. Doesn't look like the player had any mats either. And Tohaj takes that trade out, hits the better pump shot on the day, saying, you can be Mr. Savage, but I might be your dad.
The stick grenades in this moment, especially these close, tight circles. That's why they're so lethal in the very, very end game, because there's nowhere to go. You're either stuck in a stink or you push out in the storm and take even more damage. You're not going to see players wait, especially when you have a top down. You just wait for these players at the bottom to fight it out. There's no reason to not apply pressure right now and let you down to no shield. Just HP remaining. Najee has the key to push through this box. That heavy snipe may come in big in a second, but taking a ton of storm damage. 30 gets the shot, and Najee, the victory royale.
We're in our first hour of EU. It's about to wrap up. And there it is, Wakey at the top with 50 points. Are you kidding me? Those 2 games that we saw, they really meant something.
Now keep in mind though, he does only have 3 games remaining, whereas someone like Lucky right behind with only 4 points difference still has 5 games remaining.
Yeah.
Neither of the guys in the first 2 spot though have Victory Royale, so someone like Tachinkin could potentially pull another Victory Royale. That's an extra 10 points, you know? What to talk about?
That 3 games remaining, just like you said, like that is really, really huge. That's not going to be able to last the entire way. With only 3 games, we have a lot of time to play. So he's got to have huge performances in that if he wants to compete with the rest of these guys. And then somebody else, not bad sniper, we saw him 43 points. He's up there. So these players are starting to feel it. Osmo, Sundown called him out. His teammate Milan, he's making a name up here, and Mitro all the way down at 10th place. He's got 4 to go.